Hello, Waswere here, back with another video, and today we continue our Boss Man series where our goal is to get every item from every boss collection log in the game. Coming into this episode, there are a total of 4 items that we don't have yet. First is the Fractured Armadillo symbol that is dropped by hard mode Kerapac. This has an estimated drop rate of 1 in 800 per pile, so it's about 1 in 250 per solo. Next up, we have the Aod Chest, which is a 1 in 5,000 drop. Yeah, it's a little daunting, and you only get at most 20 kills an hour, so that's 250 hours to hit drop rate. Then there is the Offhand Bow from Solak, which is a 1 in 400 drop rate, which is much nicer. And last, but certainly not least, we have the Vitalis Pet. It's another 1 in 5,000 drop, but there's a threshold in 5 piles per kill, so I'm not too worried. It's more about actually putting the effort of getting 500 or 1,000 more kills there. Starting off this episode, we are going to Solak. There's one old clip in here where we picked up a 5-man main hand Blightbound. This was shortly after Kerapac's release, so we got pretty lucky with the timing as range was a little more expensive than it is now. As is tradition with Solak, I get a ton of splits, but my personal rate is god-awfully, especially for bows. At this point, I'm rocking like a 1 in 600 drop rate on those, and it's supposed to be 1 in 200 per kill. You may have noticed that not everybody got a page in that kill, and yes, that's what changed with Solak. They rebalanced the drop rate on Grimoire pages, and now you're guaranteed 1 each kill. This is super nice, and I love the change. Basically, you're now picking up 6 to 7 pages an hour, and they've dropped to the 2.5 to 3 mil range per page. This is nice for both the Solak killer, who now has a floor on how much GP they get in a kill, but also for the non-Solak killer. The Grimoire is now cheap enough that it's likely viable in places outside of Solak, especially with the crit-happy style of magic. If you do a lot of Solak, it's relatively easy to maintain your Grimoire. I've been using Grimoire almost everywhere that isn't Solak since this update came out, and I still have over 100 pages in the bank. Alongside this change, there was nerfs to Greater Ricochet and Greater Concentrated Blast, while the Staff of Armadillo was buffed. We'll get into the mage changes later, but now I'd like to talk about how the Greco nerf affected Solak. I was a little worried coming into the fight with the lower DPS and whether kill times would be slow, whether we could still one-cycle the core, no mind on P4, all those things that make Solak a lot of fun to do. But honestly, it wasn't even a big deal. Root skips were still viable, one cycle with mostly ranges still very possible. Really, the only place where I felt the difference was the elf on P4. It's pretty standard for teams to full range the elf while they're zerking outside, and it was a loss of about 10k damage per person as there are usually 2 Gricos under ECB. That makes it that much harder to kill the elf in 2 goes in 4 or 5-man teams, or in 1 go if you are solo. Oh, 2 Onyxes, let's go. Oh, it's like I want to be mad about getting an offhand Blightbound split because why couldn't that be me, but at the same time, like, I'm gonna take this 300 plus mil split any day of the week, so it's better than getting no split, let's just put it that way. And we got this at the right time. That is a 383 mil split. With the Grimoire page changes, they also added in the chance of getting 25 pages as a bonus. It's a 1 in 200, so an extra 1/8 of a page per kill. And I've seen it once, and I was the lucky one to pick it up. Thank you for 75 mil. Picked up 2 more Grim splits, each one being about a 75 mil split. The second one came on my 1300 Solak kill, so we're well over 300 dry without a personal crossbow or Grimoire, and our crossbow drop rate has fallen to 1 in 650. How low will it go? Now let's move on to Angel of Death, and it's the perfect time to talk about the Griffo nerf and how it applies to this boss. And honestly, it's kind of like Solak. It's not that much. It helps in this case where usually only 3 of us are ranging out of the 7, with the rest using magic or melee, but the 10k loss in damage per minute has had a little impact on our overall method. With Hydrix bullets being camped virtually the entire kill, the main benefit of Greco holds true, and that is its insane adrenaline gain, allowing us to use Darkbow and SGB as much as possible. I'd say about 300k or to 200k was lost on the gem scores, which is over a 30-minute period for all the rangers in our team, and kill times wise we're down about 5 seconds, but again, it doesn't really matter when it's only 5 seconds as long as the methods can be done the same. Like, we're still skipping Reavers, we're still phasing before 2 specials, like all that sort of things are still holding true. It's just the overall kill time is slightly slower, and you feel it the most in the final 600k. And yes, this is our third codex this hour. Absolutely crazy. They're also up because of the new boss, Kerapac. They always go up because everyone stops doing AOD temporarily, and at the same time, everyone wants to buy the prayers for the new boss. So this is going to be a really nice split at the end of the hour. No! Not another one!
No, that's his second one. By the way.
No. Frank, I'm so sorry.
Oh my god.
To give a little bit of added context, that was El Rey's second Shadow Chest, so it didn't add anything to their log, and at the same time, Franck needed the Shadow Chest to get Golden Appraisal done, and that would have been done very early, so it would have been really cool to get that done, so a little context on the reaction there. And the 3 codex sold, giving us a total split of 307 mil for 1 hours of work. El Rey also gets to keep the chest, as that's the standard in the community. It's just too rare to be part of a split. El Bebby with the sacrifice. We got a codex, and she died in the very same tick. That's also our second one this hour, and our 5th one in the past hour and a half of AOD. Okay, make that 6 codexes in 2 hours. Yeah. That's I've only ever had one. I guess this is now my 3rd hour of triple codexes. And I've now had 2 in a row. Let's go for a 4th. This time the dexes were a little bit lower and the split was 301 mil, so in total 608 mil in 2 hours of AOD. I'm definitely going to pay for this later, aren't I? And the Greater Concentrated Blast game continues. We picked up another one that is our 5th one, and it's probably going to be another 50 mil or so. It's funny, I saw this conch on the ground, and I picked it up, and I saw the loot interface, and yeah, I got conch without even realizing it. So I went ahead and purchased another Essence of Finality, and I put the Armadillo Battlestaff special attack into it because it fires off like 4 or 5 really quick rapid fire abilities, and they all have a chance to crit. And if they crit, they proc a 2-handed auto if I'm wielding the staff and the staff spec is up. And we're just going to try to stack a lot of crit buffs and see how that affects our normal mode. So we're going to turn on Manny here. I also have a Calgarian Demon Familiar, which may seem very weird, but when I activate its special attack, it's going to give me 15% or 5% crit for 15 seconds. Yeah, and there's a 157. I wasn't even hitting that well. Like, didn't get good crits at the end or anything, so this is really good. I really like this synergy. The Armadillo Battlestaff knocks 5 quick attacks in 5 ticks, and with both Tsunami and the special attack of the Staff of Armadillo working together, you can refund most of the adrenaline you spend, as it costs 50% to use. My current setup has about a 30% crit chance as a base, and then the Channeler's Ring adds 4% per hit of a channeled ability, so that last hit has about a 50% crit chance. All in all, I get about 3 crits on average with the staff, which is big. You can see me here just deleting the final 75k damage on Kerapac with the Deado and the special attack. With the Greco nerf, I decided to make the swap to Mage for hard mode Kerapac. Animate Dead makes the final phase very easy, while the first 3 phases of the fight gives me ample opportunity to practice magic in a very high stress environment. My rotation is pretty simple: get a staff special attack with Tsunami and Sunshine up. That way every crit I get gives me both an auto attack and 10% adrenaline. Basically infinite if I'm critting well. Once the special attack is over, I swap over to dual wield magic and use a rotation of Greater Conch, which is still great by the way, into a Threshold or Gothic Staff, and then a 3rd basic to get back some adrenaline. Sometimes I lightning skip, sometimes I don't. It kind of depends on how well I crit, and it's nice for Mage to be competitive without the need of 4-ticking, as the only time in the entire fight that I 4-tick is to apply Smoke Cloud. Once P4 starts, I plop on the Acto as Animate Dead lowers the hit against me by 384. Now this is after all other damage reductions, so a base 4k hit gets turned into 1.8k by Prayer and the Essence of Finality, and then you reduce it off by that 384 to around 1400. Which means stuff like Reflect, Anticipate, or Immortality, you can really add up the damage reduction, and you can start taking as low as 100s as your hit. This makes for a smooth and steady end to the fight versus the super speedy or death way that range currently does it. With the update to the Staff of Armadyl special attack, it now chains a ton of autos. There's a perk called Invigorating that I want to get, and if you look at it, it boosts adrenaline gain from auto attacks by 10% per rank. So if we get up to rank 4, that would end up with 40% more, and a mage auto always gives 2% adrenaline. So instead of 2%, I'll get 2.8%. So let's go get the right combo, as we're also going to have to combine mobile with it. And that's because we're going to get rid of our Impatient 4 mobile that's currently on our Tectonic. And it turns out that 120 is actually the perfect level to be, so I don't need to boost my invention level up. And it's a 27.21% chance. We have the 6 culinary components, the 1 oceanic, a dexterous, and then a subtle. And the highest chance is 30% invigorating 4, 27% invigorating 4 mobile. So hopefully we get it in the 2 attempts we can do before we have to get more culinary components. And we got it first try. That worked out very well. Now the next thing we need to do is get Impatient for Devoted for. And the way you get it is by Zami components and Saradomin components. And to actually get Zami components, what you can do is you can buy these Zamorak Mjolnirs. They cost about 100k each, and they have a 1 in 4 chance of getting a Zamorak component. So that's very helpful. And each attempt would then take me about 28 Mjolnirs. And there is a 10% chance to get it, so hopefully we get it within these 2 tries. Nope. So time to buy more Mjolnirs. Okay, we now have 9 more tries, and the chance is about 1 in 10. So hopefully we get it within our tries here. Devoted 4, Impatient 4, Devoted 4, Devoted 4, Patient 4, Devoted 4, Devoted 4, Devoted 4. So this is attempt number 3. Went through another 200 Mjolnirs, and now we have 9 more attempts. So hopefully we don't run out of Saradomin components, because I had 100 to start. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Oh no. Round 4. We only have 2 attempts this time because we got unlucky on those Mjolnirs, but I'm just gonna fucking YOLO it. Hey, we got it! Thank you. I have this one friend who bought me Mjolnirs, and he has insane RNG. He's got a Hazelmere. He has like 15 Solak splits. I like, he's just really, really lucky. So he gave me the 100 ones, and I said it has Prisoner's RNG, and I got it. Got our equipment separator made so we can pull our perks off of our Tectonic. And now let's make sure we put the correct perks back on. So we're getting rid of Enhanced Devoted 4, and we're getting rid of Impatient 4 Mobile. Then on the top we have Relentless 5, Crackling 4, and Biting 4. And then on the legs we have Invigorating 4 Mobile, and Devoted 4, Impatient 4. So we now have really good perks. I think this will be an improvement on our DPS and our staff spec. So I'm going to go ahead and show off a relatively simple rotation with this and how the Invigorating comes into play. So we're going to Tsunami, and then immediately Staff Special Attack. And now we can Smoke Tendrils. And every time we crit, it launches an auto, which gets us 2.8% adrenaline instead of 2. So I was just looking at my gear tab and hovering over the items, see what perks I had on everything, like stuff I haven't touched for a while. And I hovered over my Acto, and for some odd reason, I put Devoted 4 Impatient 4 on here a long time ago. No idea why or when or what my motivation was. But now that Animate Dead is a thing and you can get a lot of damage reduction, I'm going to go ahead and perk this out the same way. So I'm going to get the Biting 4 perk that I took off my Serenic. I just have a Biting 4 sitting in the bank. I'm going to put that on there, and then I'm going to get another Impatient 4, or get another invigorating 4 plus mobile to add on to the legs. Well, there is a pair of Kerapac wrist wraps. And unfortunately, the team where I said no to going to Solak because I felt like doing some mage hard mode, Kerapacs, they just got a Blightbound crossbow about 36 seconds ago. Well, at least I made 7 mil. And there is our new fastest solo. 513 with mage. Yeah, I got some good crits on P3, decided to do the speed kill strat for P4, and yeah, that's pretty good. I'll take 513. Let's just try to be consistent with it. So I didn't even realize this, but we got the carry pet with the skin. We have 1069 kills, but if we look at our total hard mode kills, we are at 1,007. That means we got above 1,000 without me even noticing. Another concentrated blast. I think they've gone up a little bit now, though, into that like 65 mil range, but that is not a staff piece. I think that's my, 8th concentrated blast? Where is Kerapac? 7th. It's my 7th concentrated blast. One more to go till we have 8. Oh look, the conch train continues. God damn it. I have so many of these. Okay, I'm going to look up how many effigies it's been in Rune Metrics. We now have 23 effigies from Kerapac. We also have 24 Trisk pieces from there as well, so it's about the same drop rate. Thought I would give a little bit of a status update here. We're up to 1098 KC with most of those coming in solo. Our total drop pile number is 2798, so it's as if we had 2798 trio kills in terms of loot. But we're still missing the fractured armadillo symbol, which conveniently, if we look at the price checker Discord, which I'll put a screenshot on screen now, it is 2 bill. Or thereabouts, so I think it's just a combination of low supply with people stop doing Kerapac and high demand with potentially using mage at the new front. So my plan for this weekend, as it's currently Saturday morning, is do as many kills as possible. I think as a minimum I want to get to 1,200, which would be well over 3,000 drop piles. And that's a good barometer for me. And then I can knock this episode up and we can come back to Kerapac later once we've explored the Glacor front a little bit more. But I'm really, really hoping that we get this staff piece in the next 100 kills. 516, that's pretty good solo. Hey, 1,100 hard mode Kerapac. We got 100 more to go till we finish off this episode. Hopefully. We'll see how many I get done this weekend. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, yes, it happened. Holy crap. Yes! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, I need to pick this up before I forget to, but I am freaking out right now. Oh, okay. So, fractured staff of Armadillo symbol. And the collection log done. So much bliss. Let's turn off this grim. I just need a moment to collect myself here. Okay, so collection log wise, we got 8 Conch Blasts, 3 Scriptures of Jas, 3 Kerapac wrist wraps, and the 3 staff pieces. And we finished this 3 days before the next boss came out. So that's really nice. We can go ahead and delete this line and change our update to 3, and we are 3 items away from Insane Reaper. Now, previously, whenever I finished a collection log, I would give away the last item of the collection log, but I recently made a community post where I felt uncomfortable giving away so much GP, especially to one specific person, and this item has now skyrocketed in the past couple days to about 2 billion GP. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to, in the future, pick one item from the collection log and give it away. So that could be 3 Kerapac wrist wraps, that could be 8 Conch Blasts, that could be 3 Scriptures of Jas,
So it could be something where I can kind of choose what I give away, and it gives me a little bit more control and a little bit less dread going for the last item when I know I'm not going to get any GP out of it. So I hope you can understand. And for this one, I decided on Conch Blast. So 8 different people are going to get a concentrated blast. I think that's a little bit better because 8 people might just unlock the very good ability that really improves your mage style. But let's go sell this symbol. I'm going to do 2... Oh, I almost put it in for 2 GP because you can't type Bs. So we're putting it 2,000 mil, and it didn't insta-sell. So I have to decide what I'm going to do with this.
So it didn't sell overnight at that 1.9 price, so I went ahead and insta-sold it, and we got 1778 mil for it. I've been saving up my troves from the start of the boss release. I think I opened the first couple, but kept piling up the troves after that once I discovered the loot wasn't amazing. And by the end of the log, we ended up with 546 tier 1s. I didn't bother going for tier 2s because it required you to ring swap, and I don't ring swap. The big item to get here is onyxes. They're worth about 3 mil and seem to be about 150 or so based on what I've seen from other people. Otherwise, we're looking at Wines of Saradomans and Hydrix Bolt Tips as the next best drops. In the end, the total loot was 25.8 mil, with also getting 200 extreme magics and 170 extreme rangings for future overloads that I might ever need to make. All in all, I really enjoyed the Kerapac experience. It brought out some cool new metas with the Time Warp ability, and I like what it did to the mage style with the rewards. Long term, I don't know how many people will camp this boss in hard mode, as once you get the 3 staff pieces, you kind of feel done with the boss, especially because the pet comes so early for most people. As mentioned earlier, there is a giveaway with this episode, and to enter into it, you need to be subscribed to the channel and leave a comment down below, and I'll pick 8 random people to win a Greater Concentrated Blast Codex, which is worth about 60 mil. Past that, drop a like on the video if you enjoyed the video, and come back next time when we are going to be attacking the Glacor front and the arch-glacor boss.